Doreen Granpeesheh is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen. Danny the Shark has written in, I love that name, on YouTube and says, what are your recommendations for parents with kids going to middle school? Please, I really, really, really appreciate your time. And we really, really, really appreciate you being here, Danny.
Yeah, that's a good one, Danny. Middle school. So middle school is tough. In fact, we developed a whole bunch of programs just for this purpose. And I wish I could refer you and say, go to skills. Shannon, one of the things we have to do for our viewers, I think, is that we have to kind of produce some written out version of some of these lessons and skills, which
yes, ma'am.
obviously I have somewhere. But the bottom line is that I think there's two aspects. There's two particular, assuming your child is okay academically and just keeping up with peers, there's two particular things that you need to pay attention that are a little different in middle school. The first one is peers and whether or not your child belongs to a peer group. It's almost, I hate to say it, but it's like going to jail where you better become part of a gang before someone, you know what I mean? It's kind of like middle school is where kids start to be a little bit mean and they haven't developed like empathy yet, and so it's kind of a tough environment unless your child has their own friends. So it'd be important to make that happen, and the way you make that happen is just, be the cool parent on the block. Have parties and invite people over, find kids who have the interests that are similar to your child, try to get them together. There's a variety of things to do where you can try to make your child a popular child to some extent. So that's important because you don't want your child to have a negative social experience. The second one is the big difference in academically that occurs, or not academically, but what comes with middle school is a requirement of executive functioning skills. And I'll give you an example of that. It's more like middle school is the first time where you're given an assignment on Monday, but it's not due until Thursday. And you better, or you're given an assignment and it's due in a month. And so this is where you have to start regulating yourself and learning how to, plan for ahead activities so like most kids, what they learn in 6th grade and they start dropping their grades is because they get homework on Monday. They don't do anything about it until Wednesday night. And then there's not enough time to do it for Thursday. So they do poorly. Whereas they should be doing a little bit on Monday, a little bit on Tuesday, a little bit on Wednesday. That's what the school intends. So the way we deal with that is teaching the child to use a really good planner. Now, and I can tell you, like, I did this with all of my kids, and my kids still to this day use planners, and they're all in college or done with college, and they have planners. And planners are pretty good. I should use a planner, given all the 5,000 things that are always going on in my life. But it's important to teach your child that when they, let's say, receive homework on a Monday, they actually write it on Monday, but they write it also on Thursday, and they highlight it, and they write it on Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. So there's different ways, but it's basically helping the child visualize planning long-term activities. That is huge for kids. It's more like teaching them how to it is also part of teaching them how to transition, obviously. In middle school, usually in elementary school, you're staying in one classroom. In middle school, you're going from class to class. Those types of things are easier, but when it comes to planning for longer term assignments, that's where a lot of kids get stuck. So I think I would focus on those two areas, like making sure your child has a safe social environment, and then making sure they know how to plan things.
Yeah, I love that. And I don't know what you're talking about, Dr. Granpeesheh. You do have a planner. It's called Outlook.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
we
That's
all live
true.
by it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So and I think that brings up a very interesting point that some teenagers are already doing planners online. And there are many of those, and some use the paper one. I really like for them to start with a paper one,
Yeah,
because there's something about that crosses a barrier when you actually have to write it as opposed to
I
type it.
agree. Yeah, and also
So
when you complete tasks, it's really nice to kind of cross it out. It's rewarding.
yeah, a lot of people a couple of years ago got into something called bullet journals, and
Mhm.
I try to be very good in my bullet journal and make lists of things and have goals for the week. And I have to actually make the calendar, which cements in, and I can tell on a week when I haven't done my stuff in my bullet journal. It's very useful and helpful to me and gratifying when I get to put a line through something or put a little triangle next to it saying it's done. That's a very happy thing. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.